What's up, people? Just want to talk about today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to keep a close relationship with the Most High. In order to do that, you got to keep His commandments. Going to church every Sunday don't mean that you saved. Because a person that endures to the end shall be saved. This means that they endure temptation. That's enduring to the end. So you have to accept Christ in your life. Know Him by His real name. You know what I'm saying? I know I used to call Him Jesus too, until I found out what His real name was. Understood that His name ain't Yeshua either. Yeshua is Joshua. That's Joshua's name. But growing up, we was taught something different. We was taught that, well, you know, you go to church every Sunday, you know what I'm saying? You celebrate Christmas with Jesus' birthday. You celebrate Resurrection Sunday, that's Easter, which is a pagan holiday, which all the holidays are pagan. But understand that God wants you to keep His commandments. Fear Him and keep His commandments. That's the whole duty of man. So it's impossible to please God if you don't have faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please God. So in the faith is the commandments. Ain't no way around it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes you got to look at the simple things. If you keep the simple things, a lot of the commandments got to do with the same thing anyway. Like not eating pork. We're not even supposed to touch pork. So that's how you know we're not even supposed to eat it. Unclean food falls under Leviticus. It's in Leviticus. It talks about the unclean food. Talk about what food you should eat, you can eat, and you can't, and you're supposed to eat. But these are simple things like keeping the Sabbath, knowing that the Sabbath starts Friday night, the Saturday night, because the day begins in the evening, like it says in Genesis. Not at 12 o'clock midnight. It doesn't begin at 12 o'clock midnight. So understand that there's rules to this as being a so-called Christian. But are you a Christian of the days of old, or are you a modern day Christian? Because modern day Christians go to church every Sunday. They call Christ Jesus. They think Jesus is God. They think Christmas is Jesus' birthday. They think that they don't celebrate the Passover, but they celebrate Easter, Resurrection Sunday, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be mindful of what you partake in, because we're gonna be judged off of what we do. You know what I'm saying? And just because you don't know, don't mean you're gonna be held accountable. But understand that everybody gonna know about Christ before we come back. Everybody gonna know who Christ is before we come back. So the whole world, the gospel got to be preached to the whole world before Christ even return. But understand that He not returning before the tribulation. It ain't gonna be no rapture where the saints raptured up out of here before the tribulation, and they never go through anything. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what the modern day Christians believe. That it's gonna be a rapture, and they're gonna get up out of here, and they're gonna make it to the kingdom like that. You know what I'm saying? But the dead in Christ shall rise first. You know what I'm saying? That means that the people that's not living, they gonna make it to the kingdom first. Not meaning they gonna be raptured up out of here in the cloud. But you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that modern day Christians have made to be the true, like, prosperity doctrine. Basically saying that if you give Christ this much amount, give God this much amount of money, which you can't give him no money, give it to the church. And that's another thing, you know what I'm saying? Who you giving to matters. But if you give such amount of money that they ask for to them, that's for God, then God is gonna bless you financially today, tomorrow, next day, whenever. You know what I'm saying? But all that's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do not do what Deuteronomy 28 says, 1 through 16, 28, 1 through 16, you're gonna fall under curses. I think it's 16 through 68. Or 15 through 68. So it's rules. It just rules the God for. But a lot of times people don't study to show themselves approved. They just going off of what somebody said without looking up the information themselves. You know what I'm saying? But we all got to be told, because one man planted, another man water, gotta get an increase. So we all got to be taught. We all got to be taught over again. Once you gain the knowledge of the truth, you don't have to be taught no more. You know what I'm saying? You can learn it, but you can always find out the truth on your own. Nobody has to teach you. Just because you might be slow, I wouldn't say spiritually, but mentally, doesn't mean you can't learn. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you can comprehend, you can be able to get the word down to a pack to where you know what to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, I understood that I don't really be trying to get involved in a relationship right now, because I wouldn't say I won't try to get involved in a relationship. I just be cautious of who I deal with, because a lot of females don't be into what I'm into. Like, waiting till marriage, they ain't trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to live for God. They don't want a man of God. And then I'm type of dude, I ain't really trying to get no woman that's been out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Got multiple baby daddies, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather have somebody who ain't got no kids anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't have any kids. I ain't had sex in 19 years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So, being the fact that I ain't had sex in 19 years, I want somebody that really ain't got no more bodies than me. Only got like 3 bodies. You know what I'm saying? Only had sex with 3 women. And most females probably had sex more than that, but they lie about it. They just say, I've been in 3 relationships. That was what most people say. I had sex with 3 men, but I've only been in 3 relationships. They was all relationships, long-term relationships. You know what I'm saying? And more half the time they lying just because it's not popular for a female to be a hoe. Well, let me say, it's not really accepted for a female to be a hoe from a man. It's not accepted by a man for a female to be a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Men don't really look at a woman as a prize if she been a hoe out there in the streets. If she for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at her as a prize. You know what I'm saying? One thing about men is that most men will smash anything. They ain't gotta be in love with the girl. They ain't gotta be married to the girl. They ain't gotta be in a relationship with the girl. They can be married to somebody else. And they will smash. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gotta like the girl, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Cause I hate her, despise her, and still smash. You know what I'm saying? And won't catch no feelings for them after they smash. You know what I'm saying? That's how most men are. You know what I'm saying? Majority of men are. Not all, but that's how majority of men are. You know what I'm saying? Women, after you smash, they catch feelings. You know what I'm saying? They'll probably catch feelings before, but when they smashing somebody, they catch feelings. And they think it's a relationship. Men don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you give a female some money, a man think it's more of a relationship. When women don't think that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a learning process. I had to learn, you know what I'm saying, just dealing with females, being around females because it's mostly females in my family. So I'm around females a lot, you know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from my family. And understanding that to have a woman that's a prize, you want her to be a prize. You want her to be, you want to learn some stuff from her. She needs to learn a lot from you. You want her to look at you like she don't look at nobody else. As a man, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, love be hard to find out here because love ain't the same no more. Most people admire what you give to them materialistically over love and loyalty. So, but that's why you got to keep God in your life, and you'll start to understand like what you need to live for, what you need to go for, and not be worried about the things of the world, because that shit dead. That shit dead. You know what I'm saying? Run the streets, that shit dead. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean nothing. That ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lost their life over doing the wrong thing, and they can't come back from that. You know what I'm saying? They probably ain't here right now. You know what I'm saying? And you get up and lie to you and say, oh, well, it was a good person. They did this in the community. They did all this. All that don't matter because you do it through good deeds. You know what I'm saying? So it's about having a relationship with God, because you know a person by the fruit that they bear. And when you don't do his will, you're not of him. You know what I'm saying? Like if you love the things of the world and love the Father, it's not in you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you gotta understand. You know what I'm saying? Just prove all things. You gotta prove all. You gotta be able to prove that you're doing the right thing. You can't just say you're doing the right thing. You gotta be able to prove, because First Thessalonians 5:21 say, prove all things. So, but that's just food for thought for you. Peace.